Hi, I'm Jim Guy, Director of Introspect, a nonprofit corporation that's designed to work with the addict and their families. And I've had considerable background in the field of chemical dependency. I've directed programs, I've written programs, I've worked outpatient, I've worked residential. And today I'd like to talk to you about the intervention. An intervention is basically confronting someone who is a addict or has a behavioral problem by a group of caring people that care and are concerned about the behavior. And in that intervention, you want to encourage them into treatment. I'm going to talk to you about a few things that are important in the intervention process. And the first thing I want to talk about is the first meeting. Once you've decided that you want to do an intervention, uh, it's important that you get the right people together, the people who are actively involved with the individual, someone who is on the same page is caring and encouraging. You don't want a buddy who's also a chemical dependent person or someone who the person doesn't like. During the first meeting, you're going to discuss such things as how much does it cost to get them into program? What programs are available for them? Uh, does this individual have insurance? All of these things are important because you want to have that residential program ready when he decides or she decides to respond. Also, you're going to review how you know the person, the relationship you have, and all of this will be reviewed in the first meeting. At the end of the first meeting, you go home and you will write a letter. This is a personal thing. You are addressing this person. And in this letter, you're going to tell them good times that you've had together. You've had some good times, you've been fishing, you've done things together. You want to be specific. Make sure that the incidences that you're talking about are specific. You don't want to say, I heard you did. It's not, that's no good. It's all facts. But in the letter, you talk about the good times. You talk about the pain and hurt that you've experienced as a result of their addiction, not in a threatening or angry manner, that just the fact that this is what's happened to me as a result of your addiction. I feel bad you didn't attend the meeting that really was important for you to be there, or whatever it is that you have. Also in the letter, you're going to talk about consequences. What are you willing to do for this individual? And this is important. What are you willing to do for this individual? And it's sometimes painful. The consequences are painful, but that's how it will be. You may say, I'm not going to lend you money anymore to pay the rent, or I'm not going to bail you out of jail anymore, or I'm not going to let you take the kids to the for ice cream because the last time you went you were drinking. Whatever it is, these are consequences that you're going to set up. During the second meeting, you review everything that you've gone over. You review the letter. You talk about, you get clarification. There may be some things that you'll need some clarification on. You make sure you've got the program ready to go. You assign a person to take care of taking them to the program if they decide to go, and you pick a chairperson. Now, the chairperson is very important, and we're going to talk about that in the confrontation. But the chairperson will be the one that responds to the addict, okay? And that takes us into the confrontation. This is stressful and it can be difficult. So that's why your letter has to be tight, about 3 pages, and you stick to the letter unless you're the chairperson. if the addict, and he probably will, have excuses on why they can't go to program, it's the chairperson that answers. It's not the person reading the letter. The chairperson is the only one that talks to the addict in this, other than the reading of the letter. For instance, he may say, oh, I can't go to program because of my dog. I've got to take care of my dog. Well, the chairperson will say, and you will have already planned this ahead of time because you've anticipated the excuses. The chairperson is going to say, no, we have Charlie is going to take care of the dog. Or whatever the excuse is, you have something ready, and the chairperson answers that. If the person, this is important, if the person says, one letter's read, says, I'm ready to go, the intervention ends, and that person designated to take in the program gets up, grabs the bag, and away they go to program. And that ends it right there. If the client does not respond to program, don't think of it as a failure, because you've planted seed. Things has happened in that intervention. And I've experienced, in my experience with the addict, talking to a person or intervening, and they leave a week, 2 weeks, whatever, something catches fire and they go. So don't think of it as a failure, even if they don't go to program. If you want assistance in your intervention, I'd be happy to assist you. You can email me at introspect@att.net. Give me a brief description of what's going on and a phone number where I can contact you. I'll call you back and we can go from there and see how I can help. And in the meantime, if you're not in program for yourself, find a program that will help you. Al-anon, Narc-anon, these are good self-help programs. But whatever you do, take care of yourself and be safe.